So this is a re-recording of a video I did earlier, and I'm telling you this thing. So I'm gonna give you a quick 20 seconds. So I've been having computer trouble the last day. I had to get me a new mouse. I had to get me a mouse because something's going on with my touchpad, and I should have got a mouse years ago. And then the recording didn't work. I don't know why. Every time it restarts, it has to put that not record button on there, but which I've always said that in the settings. It's weird. Anyway, tidbit. You're not here to hear my complaints. You're here to hear my review of Greenland. Beware of the Power. Power. So, right off the bat, it's a 5 out of 10. And I'm being generous because I've heard other people give it 4 or 3s. So 5 is it's watchable one time. After that, that's it. I'm gonna give you the good, the bad, the ugly. Because there's a lot of good. Well, no, there's some good, there's some bad, and there's a lot of ugly. The good. It's good to see Jon Stewart. It's been a while since we've seen him in this form. In this type of media, in animated media. Some people would say even Young Justice. I don't even think he's made a appearance in Young Justices 2. So he hasn't really had a lot of love. So it's good to see that he's in there. Is he better than the Justice League version? Absolutely not. We're not even comparing. Like we're not comparing no version, this version to Justice League. It's just two different things. They're the same type of fruit, but they're just different. One has more layers than the other. You get what I'm saying. But this right here, I do want to talk about. The origin of Jon Stewart was a little different. I didn't hate it, but I didn't care for it. I like his origins from the comics a little bit better. But again, it is what it is. And we'll get to the problems in a minute, but I want to get the good out the way because I don't want to shit on this film yet. But the good was that it was good to see Sinestro in the group in his core, but they really didn't make mention that was his core. And we'll talk about Sinestro too because I have some issue with Sinestro. It was good to see Adam Strange and Hawk Woman or Hawk Girl, whatever she wants to be called. Um, Shahara. Now, I will say Hawk Girl in this version is the worst adaptation I've seen. I'll take her video game version over her, and the video game version only has 5 fucking lines. That does say a lot about how much they put into Hawk Girl. Okay, moving past that, let's get into uh Green Arrow. He was the best character in this film. Matter of fact, I'll say this before I even go any further because I won't say it again. If this was a Jon Stewart and Green Arrow film, I think I would have watched it, enjoyed it a hell of a lot more. But with that being said, that's the good, and also the whole DC Universe space thing. That's the good they did there too. Okay, so if you made this part, congratulations. Now we're about to get to the bad. There's too much shit going on in this film. It's too much. So you had Thanagar War. You had Jon Stewart origin. Then you had Sinestro and his group scheming. That's just too much shit. Okay, now you probably say that's not a lot. It is a lot. The way they did it is a lot. They try to combine so much and have things that intertwine. It just didn't work that way. And some that can't do that. The Thanagar War, it was good, but honestly, if I really sitting down looking at this film, this should have been a two-parter. This should have been a two-parter because you had a Jon Stewart origin, you had the Thanagar War, and then you had freaking the Sinestro group. This should have been a two-parter, especially what they did with a certain character. Well, you know what? Especially what they did with Hal and the Lanners and Oa. They definitely should have made it a two-part because the way they wrapped it up, the way they did it in this film, they really kind of shit on those characters. They shit on them hard. I have never seen characters shit on the way they did. Even Thanagar characters too. I thought they were handled poorly in here. Even Sinestro, I thought he was handled poorly in here too. And I think we all knew he was behind because we saw the trailers. But if you watch the film, the first act, the second act, you forget he was in the motherfucking trailer because he does come towards the end. Like it's really weird how they did a lot of things in there, and I'm probably gonna make a separate video. I'll see the comments below. You guys want me to, and I'll talk about how I would have done this film because the film has some good. There's some light in the tunnel, but the problem is it's just so much shit going on that they're trying to throw at this film that no one sat there and realized, let's just focus on John Stewart and Green Arrow and Hal Jordan, and that's it. That's all you needed. That's all you should have been. But excuse me, they were just doing too much. And a lot of stuff didn't make sense either. But I digress. So, uh, with that said, 5 out of 10. Um, it's not one of my favorites, and it's not out of all the DC films we gotten. And if I had to rate it after Man Tomorrow and all the Batman films, it's the lowest. Number one would be Batman Long Halloween Part 1 and 2. Um, and then and the rest goes on from the list from there with Tomorrow and the Justice Society film. But with that being said, guys, that's it. As always, like, subscribe, peace, have a Johnson day, and I will see you guys in the next video.